Just waiting for Andrew to get here. Andrew, yeah, us in the 6-round family, we want to know if you're coming into work today. You're still sore from the beating I gave you in jiu-jitsu? That makes sense. Man, that's good. I sure love a glass of red wine. I sure hope I don't have something big and important in my life to do tomorrow, like perhaps headline on one of the biggest UFC pay-per-view events of a lifetime and the biggest fights of my life that I will probably actually ever see in my whole lifetime. That's right, Paulo Costa. I'm talking to you.
Bang, coming for the top, got the game in the lock. Every time that I drop, know I gotta go bang. I'ma keep it hot, know that I can never stop. Keeping everything I got, I'ma make it go bang.
What's going on, guys? It's Jesse Silva back with another episode of the 6-Round MMA show. I know Andrew's not here. He wanted to be here so bad, but this is what a team is. I fill in when he can't step up and vice versa, hopefully. If you guys want to see the video that we put out on UFC 259, please make sure to go check that out. We have our picks there. If you disagree with them, let us know why. If you think we're idiots, probably. Let us know why. We want to communicate with you guys. We want to know what your thoughts are on this weekend's UFC 259. Please don't take our picks as like betting advice because, don't. Unless you win, then we take full responsibility and I think we deserve a cut. I'll ask Andrew, but I'm pretty sure we're on board. There's a few trending topics in the MMA world, and the first one, ironically enough, is we're gonna talk about Paulo Costa. What does a glass of red wine and Paulo Costa have in common? Well, unfortunately, a lot right now. Paulo Costa has recently come out on Twitter and on Instagram. He said that his fight against Israel Adesanya was completely against a version of Paulo Costa that was, get ready, hungover. Now, this really fucking pisses me off, and I know it pisses off everybody else in the fight game and everybody else and MMA fans as well. And I'm sure, at least from my standpoint, that Paulo Costa has lost complete credibility on this matter, and which really sucks because I used to be a big fan of his. But to come out with an excuse like this just really deters the type of character and the type of warrior that we once thought you were, and the way you once portrayed yourself to be, because it's absolute bullshit. First of all, why wait months and months to reveal said information? And honestly, man, I just think it's your ego that's shot. Sorry, I know that it's your ego that's shot. First of all, I'm having a glass of wine. I'm gonna work out tomorrow morning and probably do some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Am I gonna partake in a full-on MMA fight? No, but you couldn't even make it 30 seconds within the first round before you were gassed and ready to call the quits. So something else is up, my friend, and I think what's up is Izzy was straight up in your mind and he totally defeated you before you even stepped in the octagon. It's a classic formula that happens time and time again. Conor McGregor, I truly believe, did it to Jose Aldo, got inside his head, defeated him before they even stepped foot in the octagon. Once again, Conor McGregor, he's really good at doing this. You can see these fighters weren't themselves before they even stepped in the octagon. And that's fine. It happens to everybody. I'm sure people get butterflies all the time. But to come out as a professional athlete, a warrior, after you lost, after you got owned, it wasn't a one punch. It was complete domination for the full 7-8 minutes, however long it lasted. And then you come up and you totally disrespect Israel's performance by saying that, and you totally discredit yourself as a true warrior. A true warrior, in my opinion, and every other MMA's fighter's opinion, I'm sure, is that, like, learn how to take a loss, bounce back, which is kind of what Izzy said. Actually, Izzy came back with pure class, stating something along the lines of, well, listen, man, you just gotta learn how to take a loss and just come back bigger and better and stronger. And if you don't know how to take a loss and you make excuses, you're never gonna survive in life, which is the most important, and you're never gonna survive in this fight game. And that's truly what I think too. As for Paulo Costa's stock, I just think it's totally like depleted. It's gone downhill. I just think you need to, make peace with the loss and come back bigger and better, stronger. You have a big fight up against one of the biggest, baddest middleweights there is, which is Robbie Whittaker. And if you're already having this thought process, my opinion is that you're not gonna last 2 minutes against Robbie Whittaker. And once this fight is over, your career is over. Because even though you might take another fight or two, you're never gonna be the same. And you're gonna have this ego where it's like, oh, you're making excuses for everything. And when you make excuses for everything, sorry, I'm rambling, but when you make excuses for everything, it's going to kind of shadow that part that you need to work on. So that's kind of going to get lost in the abyss, if you will, and you're going to not work on the skill set that you need to work on to become the best mixed martial artist on the planet, because you're so fueled with making excuses and trying to sell people on the reason why you lost is from said excuses. We have somebody, get ready for this one, Uriah Hall, claiming that he would, fuck Israel Adesanya up. And I think that is so ridiculous for many reasons. One, Uriah Hall, you are a great fighter, no doubt. You just came off a very lackluster win. You beat him against Anderson Silva. Who hasn't beat Anderson Silva? I gotta check this. Who have you even beaten? First of all, fact check. Gegard Mousasi doesn't count, by the way, because that was like forever ago, so hold on. Anderson Silva, Antonio Carlos Jr., who's just released by the UFC, no shit, and Bevon Lewis. And then before that, losing to Paulo Costa. Are you really beating these fighters and thinking that you have a chance against Uriah Hall? So maybe you do, but to beat these fighters that aren't even classified as top 10 in the middleweight division does not give you the right to try to push yourself in front of the line to fight someone like Israel Adesanya. Another thing, I truly believe that Uriah Hall is one of the biggest wastes of talent that the UFC has ever seen. So I know that's an insult mixed with a compliment, because I do think he is absolutely talented. We saw him in the Ultimate Fighter with one of the best probably the best knockout finish that we've ever seen in Ultimate Fighter history. However, I think he is a very emotionally weak fighter. We've seen it in previous fights before where he lost to Gegard Mousasi and he's thinking he's going to retire. He can't do this anymore. He's a baby. He sobs. I don't think he's ready for that type of level of competition, at least not jumping to the start of the line. Let's start fighting some of these guys first and earning your right there. Like, for instance, fighting guys like Jacare, fighting guys like Kevin Holland. So I think you really need to know your fucking role and earn your spot. I'm really sick and tired of mixed martial artists talking their way into title contention. Imagine if that happened with other sports. Let's picture the worst NHL hockey team, okay? I don't even know who that is. I'm not a big hockey fan. But let's picture them so good at shit talking and being belligerent that the NHL says, you know what? Let's push this team to the finals of the Stanley Cup because they would sell. It's absolute bullshit, and MMA is the only sport that they're allowing that to happen. Other sports don't need those tactics, and I really wish MMA would pull away from that and go back to the true ranking system, which I think is a big topic that needs to be discussed as well, because rankings used to mean something. You fight, you climb the rankings to number 1, and then you fight for the belt. But now we have guys that are ranked number 5, guys that are ranked number 8, guys that shouldn't even be ranked at all, like Conor McGregor, always somehow fighting for this title. It just doesn't make sense to me, and I think we should go back to the true linear progression, tournament style of martial arts, where we have to climb the ladder all the way to the top to fight the champion. That's what I think. Now we're gonna go to the next topic, Khamzat Chimaev. I think I'm saying that right. But Khamzat Chimaev has announced he retired, and for me that is absolutely heartbreaking because I'm a huge Khamzat fan, and I think Khamzat has what it takes. Hold on, it's my phone. Hanging up on him, sorry. I believe Khamzat has what it takes to become champion for sure in the welterweight division, and even probably go up and at least be a contender in the middleweight division as well. I do believe he has a skill set. Has he proven it yet? No. But just his tenacity, his willing to fight. I think in July of 2020, he fought within a week and a half each time, one finishing by Darce choke and the other one finishing by knockout. He's a very amazing striker, an amazing wrestler, and I wish we got to see more of him. I still think we still will see more of him. I think this is kind of like an emotional call on his retirement because he did get sick, unfortunately, from the medication used after COVID, and he was supposed to kind of rest and kind of let the medication do its work, but he wouldn't. He overpowered it with him and his savage mindset, getting back to the gym and working out when he shouldn't have. But I do understand that mindset, but sometimes you just got to pull away, chill out, and just listen to the doctors, even though sometimes they piss me off. I think Khamzat could have been, and maybe still will be, the next big thing in the UFC. And I'm hoping he'll get a chance to prove that and come back healthy. But first and foremost, the thing that drives me nuts is Dana White with this. Dana White is saying that it's all emotional and he'll be back. I don't think that Dana White, until he knows all the facts, and maybe he does, so maybe I'm just an idiot, but I don't think he should come out and say things like that when someone is going through such an emotional time with themselves and with their family. I think they should respect the boundaries and say, this guy's going through something, let's wait a little while and then reach out to him and ask if he's okay. Not the first thing is think about the dollar signs. Why don't you think about the person first, the human, and the fact that he's sick and going through a big struggle, and he is way sadder not being able to fight and provide for his family, doing something that he loves and he was obviously blessed to do, than you making like a quick dollar when you have other fighters to make dollars off of. Wine break. Dana White did a similar thing with Khabib, which I think is totally unprofessional and in a weird way inhumane. Khabib lost his father. He fought his final fight against Justin Gaethje, and he made that promise to his mother to retire after this one fight because Khabib's mom didn't want him to fight anymore without his father in his corner, and Khabib agreed. But right away, we saw it on the UFC 258 show and in the Embedded series that Dana White specifically told Khabib Nurmagomedov at one of the fights that was held there in Abu Dhabi that basically trying to sell him on the amount of money that he can make if he rematches Conor, who first of all doesn't deserve a rematch, makes no sense. And I know that's in the past now because he got knocked out by Dustin Poirier anyways, but to throw it in the face and try to bribe somebody with money when they have real family and religious morals, for me, is completely disrespectful. And that's something I think that Dana White needs to get in check. In my opinion, it's extremely offensive and you're gonna lose the respect of fighters. And I think hence why some of these fighters are bouncing to different, well-named organizations, because with all due respect to the MMA fans at home, but the UFC isn't the only big organization in town. There are plenty of other ones. So I think Dana White needs to respect the human in the fighter as well, instead of just worrying about the selling of the pay-per-views, because you'll be able to sell no problem without Khabib Nurmagomedov. He made you a lot of money and you're just thinking about the dollar signs with the Conor rematch, but there's other big fights to make, and it's also offensive to the other fighters who are doing a great job, who are on the sidelines waiting for their time to shine. So back to Khamzat, I think you should leave Khamzat alone, and Khamzat let his emotions dry out and come back and see if he's still true to what he was saying. And if he isn't, then that's fine, have a conversation, but maybe reach out to him first and just see if he's okay, rather than jumping the gun and saying, yo man, we need you to fight. He's bullshitting, he's gonna fight, he's just being emotional right now. I think it's disrespectful. Anyway guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in here. I know it's just my ugly face and I know y'all probably miss Andrew, but Andrew will be back, especially for the 259 UFC post-fight showdown. We will be talking about that as soon as the fights are done. Listen, we really appreciate you guys. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. We love all of you. I'm sure we don't know all 6,200 of you, but we can't wait to grow this channel, and we hope to grow alongside with you. And if you have anything to say, please leave it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. If you think I'm an idiot or I'm ugly, I might agree, but I don't care. Leave it down below. Thank you guys so much, and we're going to tune in very, very soon, and we'll be back with the UFC 259 fight show. Thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you soon. Peace. Oh, and Paulo Costa. Look, I have an excuse as to why I'm going to lose my next fight. Thanks.
Bang, coming for the top, got the game in the lock. Every time that I drop, know I gotta go bang. I'ma keep it hot, know that I can never stop. Keeping everything I got, I'ma make it go bang. Better than the best, I'ma tell it with my chest. I don't got no time to rest, now they know what I'm saying. Everybody know I'm coming next, I'ma leave it in a mess. If they wanna test, I'ma make it bang. Step into the mind of a young man with the plan.